All right, we are now on to week 3, so expand that one open. And the document that we are doing is create formulas to calculate sales commissions and chart results dash 7. When you get that open, we will first go over vocabulary, just the one main word, commission. The formal definition we have here, which is a very fancy way of saying, aka money paid to someone for making a sale, usually determined by a percentage. So if you sold something, you would get a percentage back. It's basically an incentive for salespeople to sell more, and it's used in a lot of different fields in the sales area. In this case, if you go down to skip down to step 4 just for reference, we are going with a 2% commission that a salesperson would get back. So it gives them an incentive to try and sell as much as possible so that the company can be more profitable with whatever they are selling. So to jump down into the document, we have to use some of our prior knowledge to figure out the tax here. For what we're selling, we are going to create a formula, and you could probably guess we're going to go equal sign to create that. Take the sales, multiply that by our sales tax rate for this area. So it's going to be 5.5% or 0.055, whichever way you want to put it in. And we fill that down. And now you can tell right away we are getting this large or many digits here beyond the decimal. So to change that into dollars, what I'm going to do is all of this here is going to be in dollars. So I can just change their format to show dollars for all of them. I believe all of it is. Yes. So we can highlight all the cells we want to do instead of doing them separately one by one. We'll grab all of them, right click format cells, and there are other ways of doing this, but we want to set it to be currency with 2 decimal places. Doesn't really make sense to have less. We're going to the nearest penny, and so we hit OK. And now it's going to look a lot better, and we need to do this for one of the steps. Now we have the tax that's paid on the sale. Total sales, we need to add those 2 up. Fill that down. Now the commission. And so if we were going through the steps here, format all dollar amount cells to currency format, we did that. To create a formula to calculate the 5.5% sales tax rate, we did that. Create a formula to calculate total sales, we did that one. To 4, create a formula to calculate commission based on a 2% commission on pre-tax sales. So here are your total sales, which have the tax included. And so the company is basically going to pay you based on the sales number. They're not going to increase the amount that you get paid out because of the sales tax. So you're taking this set of numbers, pre-tax sales, so before the tax is added to it. So a formula for that, so it's 2% on pre-tax sales. That will be for Deb Billings will be receiving this. So let's make a formula. So we need equal sign. So pre-tax sales, it's based off of that. That's what the commission is based off of. So we'll take pre-tax sales, and we want to find 2% of that to figure out what the commission is paid out on this. So to find a percentage of something, we need to multiply it, 2%, or 0.02 if you want to go with a decimal. So Deb Billings gets $191.35 from making these sales. Fill it down to find out what each person received in commission. Their salary is a set number, and so that is not changing. So they get to have both of these. And some of these sales people will make more than others based on how much they sell. And the last part, so we're 5, create a chart using last names and total employee compensation. So to do that, we have to figure out what it is. So basically, you're looking at what or which of these numbers will be paid out to the employee, Deb Billings here. So she sold $9,567.54 worth of stuff. Does she get to keep all of that? Of course not. Otherwise, the company would make zero money and lose money there in that situation. So, which of these numbers? It will be their commission and their monthly salary. So, it's pretty easy. We just have to add those two together, making a formula equal sign commission plus monthly salary, filling it down. Totals average, most least, just changing the min and max wording. So most is max, least is min. And you've done that many times before, so we are going to go and skip down to the creating a chart, still on 5. Creating a chart using last names and total employee compensation, and we'll put it in this area. So the last name, most likely these, and total employee compensation here. We know that we don't want all of this data here to be charted, so we can use the control button to select non-consecutive items. So first, without holding control, we just select the last names. We let go, hold on control, select our total employee compensation numbers. To do our charting, insert, and what kind do we have here? Doesn't say, so we can use, we'll go with our more typical one here, column. But there are others you can use in this situation. And we get our numbers. So from here, we usually don't go with our just plain charting like this. We can remove the series since there's only one, and it's labeled here. We go to part 6, add a gradient color to the background of the chart. And now I have to maneuver to be outside of the direct chart area, and we go format chart area, gradient, and you can adjust that, take more time to make it look even better than I have it here. That was 6 to 7, the work area. Remember, do not click on any of the axis. Format walls, gradient fill. Need to change it so we have contrast, make it look better. Now we're on 8, add a horizontal axis title. So horizontally here, we're going to add that axis title. Now, as long as we're clicked onto the chart, we can go up to this layout tab, and we have the axis titles close to chart title. Horizontal, we just have one selection to do here. These are the last names, pretty obvious, but the ability to be able to do this will be very useful. That was 8. We're to 9. Add a vertical axis title. Just need to be clicked onto the chart. Vertical. This is kind of unique in the way this goes in. And this is their compensation or their pay. Pay can shorten it up a little bit. 10, give the entire chart a title. Above chart, or you can go the center overlaid. Allows the chart to stay larger. This is total employee compensation. Might need to change the text color here to make sure it sticks out. And we, step 11, insert a related image into the spreadsheet, and you can do that below. And now, make sure you have this done. We just aren't going through it together. And your insert, and you should insert your image, and that is our assignment for today.